That story from one man. He tells about his Friday night. His wife and kids were out of town visiting his grandparents, and he was dreaming about bachelor party after intense week of work. He had a plan to stay at home, take a bottle of beer, order pizza, and enjoy the evening all by himself without anyone bothering him. It doesn't mean that he lose interest in socializing, but he felt too lazy to make plans, get dressed, and get out of his apartment. But staying at home alone turned out to be less fun than he thought. He was bored to death and couldn't wait to his family get back. He reminded the time when they spent almost every weekend doing something for fun, whether going to the beach, eating out in a restaurant, or having a party. And he has never imagined that he turned out such a couch potato by the age of 35. So he a little bit complained, and these thoughts made him depressed, and he decided to get tickets to the movie theater. And when he was checking show times for the movie, his phone rang, and it was his old best friend Steve. They didn't see each other for a long time, and Steve invited him to grab a bite in pizza place downtown and then go bar hopping too. Of course, our hero was ready to keep company, and he called to the two friends and asked they out too. Steve reserved the table, and they met in the small Italian pizzeria. When they were at college, they used to come there almost every weekend before go clubbing. So they kept tradition alive by sharing delicious cheesy pizza. After they were full, they headed to the nearest bar across the street, and they took advantage of the Friday night happy hour and enjoyed the free round of shots. As the place was becoming crowded by the locals, Ben offered to go to authentic Irish pub, and they spent some time there, enjoying some beer and whiskey. And then David told about one rock club where band gave live performances every Friday, and there must be some special guest for tonight. And according to his friend David, it absolute must see. However, when they arrived, the show was called off due to a flight delay. So they get another round of drinks and felt like going dancing. So the next stop was a local disco club playing dancing from the 18th and 19th. The club was celebrating its anniversary, so the first round of drinks was on the house. They were already quite drunk, but at that point to take part in a karaoke contest. Everyone was greatly impressed by Steve's singing skills, but the friend David, last bachelor among us, looked sad because he broke up with his girlfriend last month and still miss her. They tried to cheer him up because they didn't want to let him to spoil their fun. And one of them pointed of one lady which making eyes on David for the last hour. And he made him to ask her out. And David took the lady for the dance floor, and when he came back, he looked much more cheerful. The club was shutting down for the night, so they have to leave. And they stayed in the next bar and were there until 4 a.m. in the morning. So they thanked each other for the evening and make plans for the next meeting. They discussed to go to see the Knicks vs Lakers, but tickets already sold out, and David invited everybody to the escape room, and Steve invited everybody for the warm house party and offered to sleep over with board games and movies. And then they decided to go to home and call taxi. They didn't go Dutch or split the bill because Patrick already asked the bartender to put it on his tab.